Alrighty, so shall we start?
Yes.
The first thing I'm going to say is cats are a little harder for me to draw, so just bear with me. I was working on them the other day, and boy, oh boy, they were turning into wolves and kind of bats and all kinds of things. But um, dogs are easier. And I'm going to show you, first I'm going to start out with showing you a few examples of some dogs that I've done and the variety. This is sort of a joke, this thing. I don't know if you can see this very well.
Yeah.
And I love it. Like a lot of those art books have, this is step one and step two, and then they jump step three is like a totally finished drawing. And believe it or not, in a lot of these art books, they get edited by people who don't understand what they're doing. And so they do skip steps. And I found that out by error. But anyway, so this is not really how you draw a dog. And even this little thing here where they have this cross here, right smack in the middle, that doesn't always work either. So that's just one thing. All right, move the cat out of the way. I'm going to show you a few of my dog drawings first. Move that one out of the way and that one out of the way. Okay, this was one I did of, oopsie here, Molly. And this one, I didn't do any drawing at all. Molly's one of my dogs. She's a Schnauzer, long-haired Dachshund, and Chinese crested powder puff mix. And I didn't do any drawing at all. I just started right out with painting on that one. So that was fun. This is another one. This is Artie. Oh. And again, this was painted first and then pen and ink, no drawing. And I seem to be doing, I do those more easily. Now, these are two pastels that I've done in the past. And they're going to be really good for an example. This is another one. This one actually won an award. And this is in a museum, pastel. And then these are other dogs that I like to do. So we don't have to be serious, obviously. And then there's something else I want to show you. And then if all else fails, just do it from the backside. This is Artie and Molly at the beach. And that was sort of a drawing I did at the beach. So a lot of times what I do is I'll start my paintings of dogs, usually the cute furrier ones, just as a painting. And then I kind of fill it in. And sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. This is actually something, it's not quite finished yet, but this was one that didn't go quite as well as I wanted it to. So I started adding collage, and I'm not done. But there's a few rules about painting and drawing dogs. One of the first ones, let me see if I can show you on a real picture of a dog. There's that picture here. And I chose a really, oh, here he is. This is great, great dog. Furrier dogs are actually easier to do. But this guy, he lives down the road from me. He's a nice dog. So one of the things that's kind of some clues about dogs, let's say you draw your shape first. And I drew this out too. If you go straight down from the point of the ear here, straight down like that, and then straight down here, you're going to the outside of the eye. So it's almost as though you're going to draw a little box. Yeah, I could do this, and I'm going to do this with my so you can see what I've done here. Can you see those black dots?
Yep.
And then you go right down here, straight down, and then down here, kind of straight down a little bit. That's the outside of the eye. And then if you go at an angle, it's the other part of the eye. And that's pretty much how you get the eye, the placement of the eye. And you don't want to go, where's that thing where you don't want to do it too far down. The biggest problem that people have with dogs and any animal is making the noses very small. The next thing is that you want to go down from the eye. Here's the edge of the nose. Can you see that mark I made? So here, here's his nose. I'm going to square it in. And if you go straight down from the outside corner of the eye and go straight down again, the outside edge of the nose. And then you want to go at a little bit of an angle. It's hard to see some of this, but anyway, I did it on another piece of paper. So what I'm going to do is here, I'm going to redo this so you can see it with pen. So again, it's the same thing. I picked the, where the ear kind of comes at the middle of the forehead, at the end of the top of the head, the crown of the head. And I want to go straight, I hate to do this on here. Okay, so here's some of the points. Here's some key points. So if I was to do this, I'm going to kind of go like, you know, the ear. And I can sometimes, if you're looking at a photograph, what you want to do when you're looking is just sort of follow the points around. So I hate to do this. I'm going to do it with pencil so I can erase it. So right now we're going to go straight down to that point. I'm going to go right over to that point, come across here, and here is the eye. And a lot of people make the eyes like really small. And you don't want to do that because then you're going to be filling it in. And I'm going to go ahead and put this in here. So again, I'm going to go ear point and a little bit of a, so it's almost like a perfect 90-degree triangle. On the eye. And again, the biggest problem that people have is making things much too small. And the other big problem that people do is they put the nose like down here. So that little tiny, whereas in reality, the nose is straight down from here, straight down from the corner of the eye, I go across, and then I'm going to go out just a tiny bit across. And then you start adding some detail. Ooh. I don't usually do the top of the nose like that, but this is for illustration purposes. And that's basically, those are just some really good guidelines to get measurements. And the more you do this, the more you'll get more comfortable with it. So make it, you know, kind of like fill the nose in. So it doesn't look like a little box up there, and then it kind of go like that. Does everybody want to give that a try?
Yep.
Okay.
Can we do that using the picture we've got then, Miriam?
You can use either your picture or you can work from this one. Or do you want me to put this one here?
I don't mind. I don't mind.
Okay. Let's see if I can do both actually. Here, how about that?
Yeah.
Let me just fold this so we can have it. You can see both pictures. Now, obviously, this doesn't look the same. I wasn't, you know, this is him in puppyhood, or her. Just how's everyone doing? Everybody about ready? I just added a sock in this little guy's mouth. Probably should have put a little more right here. No, okay, so let me see. Can I see what everybody's done? Come on. Oh my God, that's Sheppy. That's great. I know Karen's dogs. Like,
Well, this is.
yeah, look at that.
Oh, look at that. Cute.
Oh,
That's
cute.
great. There's so many. All right, let's see who's next. Wanda?
Yeah. No, if I'm holding it right, I've got the picture here of Poppy and then what I did.
Okay, yeah, there.
Got
Oh,
it.
yeah. Okay. How cute. Now, the eyeballs don't usually look like he's on acid, but we'll talk about that later.
And she's not.
I know. She's more laid back than that. How about Melody? Let's see. It's a little bit too I can't see anything.
See it? Yeah, it's quite faint.
It's very faint. Um, Maybe once you might
Make
have,
it dark.
yeah, make your pencil lines a little darker or something. And Sandra?
There. Okay.
Wait, now is that a cat or a dog? That's a dog.
The, it's a dog I met at the coffee shop.
Ah, okay. Oh,
Um,
when you own the coffee shop?
no, the other day I went to get
Oh.
coffee and there was this beautiful black lab and,
Oh, look at him. He is gorgeous.
pretty.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny. He's only a year old and he's starting to get the sugar face, which is interesting.
Huh.
But
He might be a young.
Harold,
So let me see your picture again. Okay. Oh yeah, I like that.
I missed.
Who we missed was Melody. Hers was too. Did you darken it up, Melody?
Yeah,
Let's see Melody's again. Okay, yeah. Now, oh, okay, and the same thing with the eyes. Look a little bit too, almost too small and slanted.
bigger.
Well, they look like omelets more than like a boiled egg.
Okay.
So it's all right. Now I'm going to do the same thing or something similar. And then we're going to have you guys go ahead and paint. And if you want to go to a cat, we'll do the cat afterwards. But I'm going to try to paint the same thing that I did here without drawing anything and show you how I would start. And this is where the color mixing really comes in helpfully. I'm using some of the colors that we mixed last week. I want to get some more brown in there. Let's see here. Get this, mix it up with a little bit more yellow. Okay, so I don't know. This is not a green dog, but kind of ugly here. This one blue. Oh, and the nice thing about doing black dogs or black and white dogs is you want to use a lot of blues. And we'll talk about that one. Okay, so this is gonna be sort of a blacky dog. All right, so see how I kind of mix it. It looks kind of muddy and ugly, but get my paper towel ready. Where's my dog? All right, so same thing. Head's a little bit bigger. Already it looks a little bit too much like a poodle to me, but here's got a little bit more. I'm not using a good watercolor paper. That's my excuse here. I'm going to give it a red nose for now, just so I can get some kind of in the eyes. And at this point, I have to let it dry. And then I can come back. So I'm going to let this dry, and then I can come back with pen and ink, and even some more. I'm going to put some more body into this thing here. Oh, I like that brown better. The nice thing about the pen and ink is you can fix a myriad of problems. So, I'm also going to paint in the one I just did over here. So this one I have to leave alone for a minute. But see how sort of the shadow of an animal is there? And it looks like, ugh, where is this going to go? But wait to see how we resurrect it. So in the meanwhile, I'm going to go to this one. And I really want to do the big bulldog too, or the mastiff. That guys. So this guy, I want, supposed to be a black lab, this little guy here. And the only way I can really get a black lab is to use more blues. So I'm going to kind of like, that's too much blue. Actually, it's a blue lab. I guess so. Just sort of like bringing some darks over his nose and under his eyes, like that. I don't know if you can see. Yeah. Okay. And what I'm trying not to like do everything the same value. So I really want to have some, like right along his ears here. I'm gonna really pop out with some darker values to bring the face forward and the ears back a little bit. Now in my picture here, it looks much darker than it is in reality. I think it's the way the sun is. Hi, Lori.
Aloha.
Hi there. So what we've done so far is I did a I showed how to kind of start drawing a dog's face. And what I did is I used this as an example. Great master who lives on the block. And you can't see what I've done on here, but basically it's how you start with the shape of the dog. And this might be good for just as a tiny little refresher anyway, because I have to remind myself of this a lot. Just grab to another piece of paper. So this is the dog I'm looking at. And I'm gonna start with my pencil. And a lot of times we'll kind of go like that, we'll want to think, oh, let me see, I'm gonna get this dog in here and the nose. And sometimes you can do this. And actually I could do this more easily now because, I'm more experienced at it and perfect. No, not really. But one of the rules of thumb, and here's the dog I'm working from, is that the ears, so see how now we've got this kind of round head and a big neck and some ears. But to make it look more realistic, what I would do is I would go up to these points right here, and it's not very big. I mean, if you look at this point here, and also, so this, let's see, how big is that? That big. So from here to, it's half, his forehead is twice the size of what the top of his ear is. So I'm gonna go forehead, put 2 dots there, his ears come off from there, and then let's say this is half it. So half the ear would go like that. And then his eyes, let's say we put his eyes here. What you want to do is with the eyes, you come down at a little bit of a triangle. And now we're going to draw in, fill in those. And people tend to make the eyes very small, which is always a mistake. Now his nose, a lot of times what people do also is they put the nose down here. In reality, that's not where the nose is. But the nose would come down from here, from the edge of his eyes. And it's really only, depending on what kind of dog it is, but frequently, especially when you're doing a frontal view, so there's foreshortening involved, it's really like that. And then again, make some sort of a little bit of a triangle out and then down like that. Can you see that pretty well?
Yeah, and is that triangle at the bottom, Miriam? Is that for the nose, right where your pencil was
Yeah,
at the bottom?
This one right here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the one directly below that, like 2 inches. Yeah.
Oh no, that's the mouth.
Oh, okay. So the nose is right there.
Yeah, and people always put the nose way, way too low. So, and I'll just draw some of the mouth in so you can sort of see it. Now
Oh, how cute.
Looks like a tiger, but like, now I'm going to take some of this because it is sort of a masterful thing. Let's see here. Make his face much wider. Yeah, it is so hard sometimes you get, okay, his ears.
And do the ears come down to the nose primarily?
To his ears do come down to the top of his nose, like right out here. See how?
Oh, yes.
But if it was another kind of dog, they'd be somewhere else. So but these are some sort of simple guidelines. Let's say if you started with that, this has if you start with that, then almost any dog will fall into those categories. You just have to kind of measure where they are. And then you're going to give them, you know, a big chunky body, because this one's a mastiff. This right here is a little bit too big down here. He had too much of a jowl. He still looks a little bit, yeah, maybe this will help. Who was it? Wanda, was your dog the one that looked like she was on speed?
Yes,
Okay. So see how I really feel in the eyes. And even though like you had them kind
Okay.
of like, your eye was like this. See right down
Uh-huh.
here? And I really, I filled them in a lot.
okay,
And then you can also, then you come back and you can put, you know, eyelids over them. But I start, even with humans, I try to like put the whole eyeball in and then work my way back. So this one looks a little human.
Looks beautiful.
Thanks. It doesn't look a little human-like.
Well, it looks like it has a soul of a lady.
Oh, her name is Dolly.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think I'm gonna make her, let's see, her head kind of come down a little bit more. Just and you have to keep correcting. I mean, that's why I tend to just like I just throw paint on and then I kind of do after, you know, I come afterwards. And like I don't know if you're around when I did this, it has to dry. But this is looking a little bit like a poodle to me. And she may end up being a mastiff, I don't know, but a lot of times, let's see, I showed a picture of these paintings. I just started by painting.
Ooh.
And then let's see, what's the other one I just started by painting. This one, now this one's not quite done. It's supposed to be a Chihuahua. And I just started by painting. There's no drawing involved in that. And here's another one with no drawing involved. I haven't finished it yet. And this one you can see, like the little tiny nose. That's not great. And the eyes, like, you know, it's like this. Oh. So then you can start, then things start coming, start to appear a little bit. And that's, you know, by the time I'm done, I mean, none of my dogs, well, that's not true. This dog looks realistic. This is done in pastel.
Oh my God, that's beautiful.
And there was the other one that I did in pastel. Let's see here.
But that dog's eyes are riveting.
This one here.
Yeah.
I know that's one of the things I'm known for when I do my dog portraits is people say I really do the eyes. Now this guy's eyes are closed, so
Mhm.
I can't put anything. But that's another one I did.
Cool.
In pastel. And then here's when all else fails, you just do the back of your dog.
Ha ha ha. Like if you feel like I'm not a good artist.
Yeah. Or if you're just too lazy to get all the details. And then I also do dogs like this. So, you know, I do all different kinds. And here's another one. The whole point is to have fun with them. I have a really good one I did of my dog Hootie. I don't know where that is. He's sitting in a
Yeah.
coffee shop. I think Karen's got that one.
I've seen that one.
Yeah, that's a nice one, isn't it?
Yes.
So anyway, how's everyone doing so far?
Getting there.
Huh? Getting there?
I feel like I'm in like a kindergarten compared to your level, but I'm
Hey.
just like, who cares?
Exactly. And look at this one. I mean, this is definitely a kindergarten level, but I'm going to resurrect it. And the same thing like this. I'll work on this one while you guys are working. So this is, I just threw down some paint on this one. Got it a couple of years ago. His ears are too big. And then when I come back with my pen and ink, it's kind of like with the flower. I don't know if you read any of my flower classes or anything. It's, and I kind of come around. So I'm not really outlining it. I'm sort of like highlighting some of the areas. And in watercolor, one of the things I like to do, and I didn't do it very successfully in this one, because this is not a good one. This depends on the kind of paper you're using also. I like to highlight these white areas because that's what's nice about watercolor. It kind of gives you the transparency, and you can add more values by layering watercolors. Okay, and This is like a deerhound dog puppy. No, I don't know what it looks like. Yeah,
Miriam, can you see this picture of Macy McPitt here?
let me see. Where are you?
I put it in the chat.
Oh, let me look at the chat here. Okay,
So Macy just died.
that's right. I remember. Okay, Macy. Let's see.
She's wearing Irish glasses.
Wait, oh my God, that's great.
Yeah, that is what I'm here. So, and her funeral memorial is April 20th. So I'm like, okay, I think I could try to get this and have it at her funeral memorial.
Yeah. Well, let me see if I can show you how I would approach that real quick.
Yes.
All right, so let me see here. And she's got a great head. I'm always having to sharpen my pencils here.
And Kelly met her. A lot of people in these classes have seen Macy in the Zoom classes.
I remember seeing her. Okay, let's see here. So I'm going to go with her forehead first, and I'm going to try to draw this a little dark so you can see. So tell me if you can't see. So her forehead is round up here. Kind of goes down a little bit like that. And you really can't see her ears. Does she have ears?
She does have
I
ears,
know.
but she had very thin, floppy ears. Very
Yeah.
thin, like a Weimaraner.
I think I'm making her not wide enough. So it's like, and that's the other thing too, is you got to keep correcting if you're trying to be accurate. So I'm going to make her head goes up like that. Okay, now what I'm going to do, which I don't normally do, let's see, eyes. I'm going to go eyes here. Her nose is, okay, so, okay, they're over here. She's going to look like an owl for a minute. Just bear with me.
Oh my God, she's totally laughing from heaven.
Okay, now, let's see here. So the tip of her, yeah. The tip of her ear should be like right above from the inside of her eye, like right here, but I can't see it, but that's what I'm gonna assume it is. And then her head kind of goes down a little bit like that. And then once I get this part in is when I start correcting. And I'm gonna put the eyeball in. And sometimes you want to add these things. People think you should do the eyes last. I like to do them almost in the beginning so I can kind of get the character of the animal. Okay, here's the nose. It goes out like this. A little bit of a foreshortening issue here.
Ooh, that looks like her.
And then kind of like that. So now. And her nose, let's get this big nose here. And her, how old was she?
14.
Oh, wow. That's good. That's a good age. Okay, that's her other.
And she's very well educated in the arts. She's been to so many classes.
I could tell. The glasses gave it away. So see how I keep correcting as I'm going along? And I kind of come, let's see, this goes down a little bit more like that. Up like that. And it's so tempting. I kind of want to give her ears. Can I do
Yeah,
those?
go ahead. She's totally fine with it.
Do those look like her ears? Those kind of
Yeah,
like,
it does. Yes.
and there she is.
Oh my God. And so basically you come down with that box, and I think what really keys in is you make the eyes big enough that makes her lifelike.
Yes, exactly. Because like I was showing Rhonda before, like most people do, like even in this, they do eyes like this.
Oh my God, that's terrible.
Well, you just don't know. I mean, because it's like, that's why I like to do the eyes first, because it helps me put everything else in shape. This guy's a little bit off looking, but no one has to know who he is. I like this one.
Oh my God, hold on. Wait, let me get the jowls. What's making this really pop is
Mhm.
the way you got her captured her nose too.
Yeah. And that's the other thing. People make noses too small and they actually put their noses up here. It's like, and it's not there, it's like, it's just a matter of the thing. When I teach a lot of other classes, like sketching classes, I say what you have to think about is don't draw what you think you know, but really draw what you see. And it's hard to like get your brain out of the way, but that's basically what you have to do is get your brain out of the picture. And let me see, how do I get this one out of here? Does she have whiskers? I lost.
She did have very, very, very light colored whiskers.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, so I actually had her, mine is a little bit droopy, but one of the ways you can fix that is see right here in this little area there.
Mm-hmm.
Then you bring her mouth down so she's got her chin.
Aha. Oh.
And this is just a really fast little drawing. I mean, this is like, her nose is, I'm gonna go with a little bit of red. Where's my paper towel? There it is. And I might even cut, and then just, I'm gonna give her a little bit of blush on her. Let's see, how should I do her eyes? They're blue here, just to get the contrast, because I don't use black very often. I go back to her nose a little bit, make it redder. And I'm working, this is on sketch paper rather than somebody's very good sketchbook, but still it's, gotta let it dry a little bit. And I really like those green glasses. So what I would do is mix up some yellow and blue and yellow here.
Ooh, Macy McPitt coming through, fighting Irish.
And I'm gonna wait and bring in some more, beige around there. I'm gonna add a little bit of green here. The other thing I do a lot in my watercolors is I don't always use the colors that you think there should be there, just because that's how I paint. And it just gives it more depth. So it's really just a style. Some people want to be very accurate in color. All right, let me see, how's everyone else doing?
Oh my gosh, beautiful.
That is great. Now, in Sheppy's, let's see the picture again.
Well, so this is the one I drew.
Yeah, and I loved it.
This is the one where I just
You just painted it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
This
Karen,
is-
that's Sheppy. Okay, so he's got a lot more white, and this is where
Yeah.
you can go ahead. Do you have any white gouache paint?
No.
Okay, that's where you would go ahead with the white gouache and come back and add some, and even little things. Hang on, I'm gonna get something here.
Can I use the ink pen?
Yeah. It might not, if it's not dry, it might not go on as well. So it's and actually, Macy Pitt's eye should be on the edges there. But look at that. That's a nice portrait of her, I think.
I think she looks healthy and young.
Yeah. And smart.
Macy was super smart.
I'm putting
And
those,
Miriam, if I want to put on the little Irish shamrocks,
yeah.
just add them in.
Yeah, like just like like that. So see how I kind of threw them in?
Mm-hmm.
Are they 4-leaf or whatever they are?
Yeah, they're 4-leaf clovers.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. So. All right, how's everyone else doing? Let's take a look at Wanda. Oh, I'm sorry, and then I'll go to Melody. Wanda That's so sweet looking.
And
Oh,
that's just dabbing some paint and stuff.
Yeah.
And this is, I tried to
Ooh.
correct the pencil one. And I know the nose, her nose is lower, but Poppy has a longer nose.
Right,
So
right.
is that the
Yeah.
way to do that?
Yeah, that's fine. And actually what you could do with her nose is even the where you have it, the length is good. I would just make her nose a little bit bigger, the black part.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, a little bit bigger. That's good. That's very good.
Thank you.
Okay, well, Melody wanted to go next. Let's see here. Oh, look at that. I like how you use the blue, Melody. What do you think?
Yeah, but I think I botched up the nose.
Okay, so is it still wet?
No.
What you can do is wet it a little bit and lift some of the nose off. So where it's botched up, it seems like on the top, right? Is that where you, yeah, up there.
Whole thing. It's too
So just
big.
what you can do is wet it, just wet it with your brush, like on the top there, and lift some of the paint. Don't smudge it in, but sort of like wick it off. And even when I look at Macy Pitts, her nose almost seems too small.
oh yeah, because her nose is so giant.
Yeah. I don't want to ruin it, but
Don't ruin it.
okay. But I'm gonna make her nose a little bit bigger. There, that's
Okay.
better. I don't want it to be too red, but what do you think? Is that better?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally, because she did have this cute pink nose.
Yeah, and I'll just sort of take some of the paint off. And those are the biggest problems. Like even this little guy, this my Cocker Spaniel here, his nose is pretty
Triangle?
proportionate.
Well, different dogs have like a different shape nose.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Like this little Chihuahua. Where is this little thing here? Well, this is a collage, so this just has a polka dot nose.
Do you want to show your work, Melody? Sorry. I thought Melody was showing that.
Yeah. Melody. Okay, what do you think? Does it make it look better?
Yeah, I gotta
What-
get this part off.
What you can do also now that it's like is move some of that black paint. Like, can you see my face?
Yeah.
Kind of move it up her nose, so it's that, and that'll start giving some shape also. Let me try this on. Let me see my other dog that I was doing here. Let's see. I'm gonna do it on this little guy here. So what I want to do is I want to move his nose, because their noses don't come from they come from somewhere. So you want to have the shaft of the nose, and I'm just sort of moving it up. Now I can't even find it. Oh, there it is.
Oh, I got it.
Yeah. So you kind of, so it's just the shadow, it gives the shadow. This little guy's a little snub nosy. But I've just sort of, I'll come back again when it's a little bit more dry and keep moving the nose around. This one I'm gonna give some depth in the ears.
It's too.
Janet, how's yours doing?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Tell me what you think. I'll have to spot myself.
Let's see here. Oh, I love it.
Ooh, that's
Really fun.
beauteous.
This is the photo, like take it, can you see? What?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
His head's on the side though, whereas I kind of ended up going a bit straight headed. It's not like,
And that happens. I mean, that's, for the first time you've done it. But next time when you do it, just sort of like angle it, and everything's still going to be the same as far as where it comes. Just do it at a different angle.
right.
And it's his nostrils are a little bit like
Yeah.
holy looking. Let me see the picture again.
Yeah, he does. I was trying to get it's getting the light, you see, because it is all black, but it's getting-
Right. Yeah. So you know what the way I do that is, and especially dogs with black noses is I would either make his nose initially blue, totally blue, maybe a little bit of black, and then come back with white to just highlight the shadows.
Okay.
So does that make sense?
Yes, yes, it does.
Okay.
Give that a go. Thank you.
Macy,
Oh,
are you-
I had a question, Miriam. When you're
Yeah.
doing Macy's eyes, you go in with like a blue, like a midnight blue, and then getting it to put, or not adding any black?
I don't generally, mostly because I don't use black and watercolor. But what I do is, so I made it sort of a midnight blue. Now you can go with black. And then once it dries, I'm going to come back. And again, I don't want to ruin this one because I want to.
Don't, because I'm going to
Yeah.
ask you later in the chat
Yeah.
if I may receive that.
Oh, yeah. I'm so tempted to do more to it, but I don't want to ruin it as it is. But so example, what I would do, I'm going to see if I can just do an eye here. This guy's eyes. I've kind of mixed up a bunch of colors and I've made it dark. And so I'm just sort of putting them in as dark. So this is red, yellow, and blue. It looks like black, but it's red, yellow, and blue. And then, and I don't fill in the whole orb. Those two. Now he's got sort of a red nose. And this dog is going to be kind of a yellowy dog here. Got a lot of stuff on this here. The nice thing about watercolor is that once it dries, then you can come back with more and layers. And this is really kind of a rough sketchy watercolor here. Ooh, I like, see how it bled right here in this eye, right under here? But I really like, oopsie, I like that because I add some kind of shadow over it. You know, I'm gonna take advantage of that and move it around. And now its eyes are gonna start popping out, which is kind of cool. Now, once this is dry, and it's not dry yet, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Though we do have time. But then I add sort of a little white. And see how now it makes its eyes come alive?
Yeah, I think that's what I should have done because mine's all black, you know, and I've tried to do it.
Yeah. Do you have a white pen or anything, Janet?
I think I might here. I'll have to have a look. Yeah.
Or white paint? Because this little stuff that I use, this is bleed proof white. I think it's an ink.
Okay.
But and even on the nose, like its nose is still too wet. But those little highlights, see, like I think it was on your noses, just kind of, you know, just the white is how I bring it back out. And like in this guy too, if you look at this fellow here, his nose, I would probably do the whole nose dark, and then I would lighten it up here. I mean, I would probably do the whole nose dark. I would lift some of the color, some of the white out, and then I would add more white.
Right.
The same thing with his muzzle. This is obviously not the same animal. It's a relative. Did I see any? Let's see. Wanda.
Sandy hasn't done hers yet, I don't believe. Or
Oh yeah, Melody. She. Let's see.
Melody has. It's Sandy. I'll put Sandy on.
Okay.
Oh, Sandy. Yeah, Sandra.
Oh, how
Ooh,
beautiful.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah,
Impeccable.
that's gorgeous. His one eye is the eyeball could be a little bit bigger, and the yeah, that one. That's nice. Just the iris of the eye, not the eye itself, but the iris could be a little bit bigger,
Okay.
so it doesn't look so you know, you don't see that much of the white.
Cyclopsy.
Yeah, you don't see that much of the white in an animal's eyes. And how about Kelly? Have we seen anything by Kelly yet?
No, I don't think Kelly's here.
Oh, okay. Did she leave to go to the dentist?
Wonder, have we seen yours?
We did.
Oh yeah.
This is the pencil drawing, and then I tried
Thanks.
correcting her nose and her eyes.
Yeah. And you can make her nose even a little bit bigger.
Okay.
So it's her nose is actually, most of them, if I'm right, their nose does actually fill up the whole space. It's hard to, I like the whole space between their eyes. So if you came straight down,
Okay.
It is down further, but it fills up that whole space. Let me see if I can find
Yeah, I
it.
was sort of going from her picture.
Oh.
So, okay.
Oh, yeah, yeah. So, and you're also, that's at more of an angle too. And
Yeah,
that's,
I
that's
know.
harder to do, yeah.
I didn't get an angle in there, but
That's
okay,
okay.
I see what you're saying about the nose.
Yeah, it's, I mean, if you can get the nose and the eyes right, everything else is forgiven pretty much.
Really? Is that what the big people have the most problems with?
Yeah, because once you get those in the right place, everything else starts to fall into place. Now this poor guy, I'm gonna do this one over again at another time, but I just want to show you. I'm gonna see if I can come back. Now this one I wasn't looking at any kind of resource, but I'm gonna see if I can come back and make a dog out of this. This is gonna be kind of a poodly dog. So it's curly hair.
Yeah, how do you do the curl? Oh, you're just doing the curly hair with the pen.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you can also do that with, now here's the nose. So the eyes are up here. As they hopefully should be. But see, if you go right straight down, the nose should be the same size as the space between the two eyes.
Okay.
And then more curly hair. Yeah. Doo doo doo. I see how that mess that I just had a few seconds ago has turned into like somebody's dog.
Little looking.
Yeah, sort of a poodly looking thing.
Two.
With a little bow in her hair. Because it is a poodle.
All poodles don't wear bows.
I know you. I was like, when I got Molly, I so wanted to get her cute little bows and stuff. She would have nothing to do with any of that. Oh my God, she was such a little non-feminine dog. That's what I'm trying to find. Okay, now watch this. See this sort of, and this was just a very simple watercolor that I just splashed. Okay, I'm gonna make the mouth kind of come down a little. I can actually see better on the computer. Now watch, this is where the magic kind of happens, hopefully. See that little bit of white?
Yeah.
And it just really, and I might even go a little bit like that. And on the side of the eye, because we always have, you know, you do want to see some of the eyeball. Might be too much eyeball there. Yeah.
Are you adding an eyelid at all, like an upper eyelid, or not?
Not on her, but I could. Since I'm not really looking, let's see, how would that look? Let me see, what would that look like?
It looks like she got permanent makeup.
Yeah, and she's a little pissed. Yeah.
And now folks got attitude.
Really. And now I'm gonna go look at her nose, like the length of her nose. I'm just gonna add a stroke there.
Okay.
And see how I've kind of made her nose. I'm gonna soften it on the edges, but I've made her nose come down. So it's, I know again you have to wait till things dry, but that's and even Wanda, you asked about the curls.
Uh-huh.
Again, I'm taking just, you know, with my paintbrush.
Okay.
I'm adding some curls too. I don't know. I was gonna put a kind of a ball hanging out of her mouth. Let me see here. It doesn't look like a ball. Nah, I don't want to do that right now. There.
Oh, so if you make a mistake or don't want to, you just blot it out and you can take it right away?
Yeah, if you do it right away. And that was more of a blot. A lot of times what I like to do is more than a blot. Let me see if I can show you this. This is important for everyone to know. Let's say if you added some paint here and you really don't like it, this color there. So a lot of times what people will do is they'll go in there and try to scrub it out. You just really want to lay your paper towel on it very lightly and wick it up. And that way, now there's still some here. Then there's something called a Mr. Clean Magic Sponge.
I have those.
And those will take, now see how that blue is totally on?
Yeah.
So, but what you have to learn is how to be gentle with it and wick it, not blot it. And the Mr. Clean Magic Sponge works really well too. And there's some other tools, but that's the one thing about watercolor people don't realize is you can fix a lot of mistakes. So, and look, I like how this little poodle just sort of came alive, and all that made the difference was just giving her a few lines and her eyes.
And what did you use for the black squiggles around the ears and
Oh, this is really a cool pen. It's called an Pen. It's basically a laundry pen. And I get them 5 at a time on Amazon because it's like $9.99 for 5. Or you can buy one for $3. 3, 6, 9.
And is that color black, Miriam?
Yeah, it's black.
Okay.
And it has 2 sides. It has a thick side. This is a thin side. I think you see the nib. And then there's a thick side. And the reason I like to use this pen, and I usually use the thin side, what I like about it is, see on this one, I use the thin side on this one, is that the thin side, most of these, very fine point pens have, they're a felt tip inside a metal barrier. And this is a vinyl point, and the ink kind of pours through it. So the watercolor paper, which is kind of rough, doesn't wear the pen out.
Cool.
And I really like that a lot, because otherwise, if you have they're really nice drawing pens, but you can wear the nibs out really fast. So and I usually use the thin side because it doesn't look quite so cartoony. But in her case, it was just so dark, and I just wanted to do it quickly. I really like the little drawing, this little lady
How
here.
would you do white? Because my dog's got a lot of white. How would you put that when you're using?
Okay, let me see a picture of your dog again. Okay, yeah. All right. So what I do on that, you want to use the background a little bit as to your advantage. So I would put in some background.
Right.
And some greens and some grays and blues. And then around your face, if you can, and this is where it gets harder. She's so cute. This isn't the one who just died, is it?
Yeah, that's Charlie. Oh yeah.
You want to leave the white, and then what I do is I come back with a very pale blue. So around her nose, see where it's kind of gray around some parts of her nose?
Yeah.
I use a very, very pale ultramarine blue. And in the shadow down her neck, so what you want to do is really look hard at some of the shadows and put those in blue.
Right.
And a very pale blue. And it's just hard. I mean, working with black and white dogs is always a challenge. Sometimes I don't even use any black. I do the whole animal in whites and blues. Right. And then I do a little bit of, I wonder if I have any, I don't have any like that, but I have done some animals well, here, now he's got a lot of, he's a blonde and white. Yeah. So see how a lot of the whites there? Mm-hmm. But.
So were you able to keep the white in through just not painting in that area?
Right.
Got it.
But if you see what I did do though, is I still went around with my pen and made sure you knew it. I mean, it looks like I'm outlining, but I call it inlining, whatever that means. Just to kind of make sure I don't start outlining everything. But I kind of think of this, it's probably a mental thing. But if I were to outline it, what happens when people think of outlining, they probably would start up at the top here, and they would just continue outlining like that along the outside. And I try to go wherever there's a white in my paintings, and I do this a lot in other paintings too. I sort of outline the white areas first, And then I come back and do more of the areas. And that helps me focus better. As opposed to thinking of outlining it. Like this little fellow, I kind of did more outlining, just at the outside, as opposed to this one. I did a lot of internal, and I could still, like here, I added some stuff over, I wanted to add some depth here in his ear. So like that. And I did the same thing over here. And the hardest thing is just like accepting what your style is. Oh, here, this guy needs some work. Here, let me see here. Where's that? Oh, oh, my pencil sharpeners. Okay, here, let's go here. Come in here. Now, I don't know if you can see what I just did on your cameras or not. Let me go up closer. I just added a tiny bit of white to show the pupil and the white part of the eye. I don't know if you can see that or not.
Yeah.
And that truly, now I might still add a little dot of white there. Yeah, still can add a little dot in the black part. Ooh. And look at the difference. It's just like all of a sudden the eyes come alive.
Yeah, exactly. It's like the light falls, isn't it? The white.
Yeah. Now, and look at these eyes here. If we can see in this one, I actually do have, let me get my pencil here, or my pen. This is brown right here. These in there. And then there's some white and some white. The eyeballs are black. And then I added more white there. So it's a lighter white.
And how did you make the eyeballs black? With the pen?
Yeah, probably.
Gotcha.
Or the other way I get black is I mix red, yellow, and blue. You can mix until you get almost a very dark black color. Or you can use something called peach black, which I use sometimes. Any questions so far? Any cats drawn yet?
I've never had a cat.
I know, that's why I have trouble drawing cats, because let me see if I can find a cat I tried to draw yesterday. All right, Sandra, so here's my cat. I tried so hard.
It is very wolf-like.
I
It is
know.
wolf-like.
It looks like a wolf. And then the one up here looks like a little puppy. And then I thought, if I keep
That one, it looks like a llama. Just
this one, oh yeah, it does. It does.
round off the tips of the ears and you got a llama.
And what I could do, even if it makes the nose, okay, so round off the tips of the ears.
There you go. Yep.
And then the nose would be bigger and it would be more like that. Like, yeah, that's more of a llama mouth.
Oh yeah, there you go.
There. So it's like, yeah, kind of dumb. And then he can spit at you.
Yeah.
That's what. Let's see. Did you do a cat, Sandra?
I did.
Let's see how that looks.
Okay, great.
Gallery view, Sandra. Oh, it looks like a cat. I like that. The green eyes. Yeah. See, I think it's just, let me see the nose again, Sandra. Oh yeah. I think you really just have to be intimate. Well, you know what I mean. Be intimate with the animal. If I really, there's an artist I really like, and I've taken several classes from her. I think she's since has died, so I can't find her. But her name is Pat Weaver. And you can look her up. And she taught me this, let's see, where's this piece of paper? Pat Weaver. I learned most of the color from her. The other thing you do is I just went on images on the internet. Like here's just a cat image. I even tried tracing that and it didn't work. Okay, so Pat Weaver, what she does, and this is okay. Oh, good, you can see this. Can you see this all right?
Wow, she can do that looks like a total cat.
Yes. And what Pat does, and this is what I have to remember because I haven't done it, is what she does, this whole measuring thing. I don't know if you can see the sort of the dots here on her painting. When she was teaching the class, she doesn't have us draw the whole animal. She'll have us look at the photograph and she'll go, okay, so I'm starting here. So I have my pen right here. And then I want to go down to about here. And then you go down again to about here. And she has you kind of mapping your way across the whole body by looking at the original photograph. And it's a really fascinating way to work. You have to focus and not get frustrated, which sometimes I do. But she is, look her up, Pat Weaver. She does cats and dogs, beautiful, beautiful dog paintings, mostly watercolors. And the first time I saw her was at a gallery. It was called the Cat or the Dog and Horse Gallery in Charleston. Who's that, Janet?
Yeah,
Melody.
me.
Melody. Yeah.
I don't know if I did a good job. I need some assistance.
Oh,
Oh, I love it.
I love it.
This
Okay,
is my
so
baby.
is that a Cocker Spaniel or a
No,
Schnoodle?
it's a mini golden doodle.
Okay, yeah, I love that. Now, what I would do differently is his eyeballs still are the eyeballs itself would still be bigger. And the angle, see how the angle you have on the one eye, I wish I could, on the eye closest to your hand, you could sort of angle down, no, the other side. I would angle down his eyebrows a little bit. So the fur would come down a little bit. So I would go ahead and I would go in and fill in more black so that his eye fills in more because it's really pretty dark. You don't see that much white. And then his nose could just be a tiny bit bigger. And then you want to go up here, like up above, like I had done here on my face, I'm showing you. You want to kind of go a little bit up there pink, but that is so cute. Oh, I love that. How old is that dog?
7.
Oh, wow. I want another one like that.
Okay, so it's the eye and the nose. Okay.
Yeah, the eyes and nose, but otherwise, it's really good. And I like the dark that you added. Like here, I'm going to show on this. The dark that you added, like up here in that area, even though it's a cat, you added some, and that was good. The fur up here.
But so you want this to be more angled down like that?
Yeah, not just the top of the eye. So let's see. I'm going to try to draw his eye the way you have it. So here's his eye.
Oh, I got it. I got it.
Yeah. And so you're showing too much eyeball. So I would kind of come down like that and like that. A lot of times we think that we are painting what we know, but we're not looking at what we see, if that makes sense.
We're painting what we know, like what our memory is in our mind.
Yeah, what our brain thinks we know.
Oh, okay.
So it's almost like I tell people, like you have a catalog of images in your brain, cat, dog, tree, horse, building, and you just get in there and you start drawing what your encyclopedia of images is telling you, and you're forgetting to look at what you actually see. And that's I teach a sketching class where that's the first thing I say. I don't even let people. I let them. They don't use pencil. They can only use pen or watercolor. And you start seeing more of the shapes and where things go. How's it working, Melody? No, what happened? No, it's good. Yeah, you made the eye a little bit less. So down even. Oh, I wish I could show you where I am. See, like. Yeah.
This one?
Yeah, no, the other one. Move that one. Just have some brown. I would make the eyeball a little bit like on the bottom part, just add some more eyeball.
Got it.
And let me see it again. Ah, yeah. Now on the top part with the paint, you want to come down like here. See what I'm doing on this eye right here? You have it kind of going like that, and I'm taking it downward a little bit. Yes. What do you think?
Yeah, I see a big difference.
Yeah, it's such a tiny little thing, but those things do make a big difference. Karen, how's your little guy doing? Sheppy. Oops, on that. How do I do?
The same. I mean, he's the best.
Look at his tongue. Did you just add that tongue? Or is it?
No, it's been there. He looks like a gremlin.
Is this before the haircut?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I mean, all he really needs is more white.
Yeah.
But that's but it still looks really cute. Oh, look at this. Can you put it closer? I want to see his eyes. Oh, I love his eyes. I love this. Let's see. Janet's I saw yours. Let me see yours again, Janet.
Okay, a moment.
And oh yeah. Yeah, it's
Yeah, it needs
See,
some work.
just-
Like him, I don't feel.
and he's what?
It doesn't really look like him, I feel.
I know, but it's a little bit too he's fluffier than that, right?
Yeah, well, he's darker as well. I think I need to make it more black somehow, but I don't want to lose the features.
Yeah.
Too black, you know, I might lose it.
What I would do is I would mix some blue and I would add some blue on top of that black that you have.
Right.
And that'll help darken them up. Yeah, and that's hard. I mean, that's the hardest part. It's just like learning, mixing with the colors, and it's hard to get. Like here, you can see some of them. Where my colors are. It's hard to get a black, but it can be done. The thing about this woman, Pat Weaver, that I've taken classes from, she can take 3 colors, and her 3 colors, she can take all of them and mix them up and go all the way down into the grays, like we had done in the color wheel last week, and then bring them back up to their original colors by unmixing them, which is, I've tried to do it and I'm just not that good at that. But she's a very experienced artist. I was going to ask, there was something else I was going to ask somebody.
Is that Cat Weaver K-A-T or C-A-T?
No, Pat, P-A-T. Pat Weaver. She's probably, like in her pictures, probably like 80.
Okay.
And then she was probably in her 70s when I was taking classes of her, and I was in my 50s. So that's like good 20 years ago. She owns a ranch with her husband in Florida, but I don't know if they're alive anymore or not. But because I can't find her. It's I like my llama. I might start doing more llamas.
Ooh, it's very cute.
I know, it's a cute little llama, and I've got to look at them a little bit. And I know what their bodies are like, so they have kind of, there's
Real long little necks.
yeah, real long in the necks. And also the thing about this is once you start getting into more of the oh yeah, there it goes. And then her body. And that's the hardest part, is getting the whole body. That's what you're dealing with in that part is foreshortening. Oh, look at this. She's coming out. Got some eyes in her body, but like,
Got an Egyptian thing going on.
yeah, really. Let me see what else I was going to show you really fast. And if you want any examples, just go on to, like, I go to Google Images and I say line drawing of whatever animal. And sometimes I even draw the skulls just to get a better feeling for the features and where the bone structure is. I usually only do that when I have a commission that, I know the customer's going to be pretty fussy about. And so I really want to make sure I'm accurate. Where's Macy? Let me see if I can find Macy again. Oh, she's so cute here.
She's so cute. Oh my God, that is so freaking precious.
Oh,
I just want to show you that I repeated the color in the background.
I love that.
So I gave it.
And you fixed the eye too. The eye looks good now.
Yeah.
What do you think, Melody? Yeah. Oh, I love that.
That is great.
Yeah. Very cute.
Thank you.
Let's see. All right, Sandra.
All right. Nice meeting everyone. See you
Nice
in the
to see
next
everybody.
time. Lots of love.
Next time.
Macy
Okay,
says
thank you.
bye.
Bye.
Bye, Janet. See you later.